Sparks Week. We here for the final home game of the regular season for the Sparks. I am Michael Matthew with the one and only DJ Treacy Trees. It's a treat tonight because it could possibly, I didn't say for sure, but possibly the final game of Diana Taurasi visiting here in LA with their matchup with the Mercury. What's the excitement level for you tonight, DJ, for this big time game? Because I think the Sparks might really fight and try to steal one tonight.
I was just thinking that because we are in total prime position to win this. We really don't have anything to lose, and neither do the Mercury here.
Yep.
They are comfortably sitting in that 7th seed, so if they drop this game, no big deal. But for us, we want to really turn the tides and create the winning culture back here in LA. I'm really excited to see Diana Taurasi play.
Yeah.
I actually got tickets. Me and my wife will be hanging out. Always excited to see BG come into town.
Yeah.
But I really like how the Mercury play when they come to LA. They always bring their A game, and that brings out the best of us, so we should see some good basketball today.
They got a squad. You got Sophie Cunningham there. You mentioned Brittany Griner. You have Natasha Cloud, some hoopers. So it's a great matchup because the Sparks, the young players, get to learn from a team that said, hey, we know how to get in the playoffs. We've done it before a lot of times. Let us teach you guys some things. So I'm hoping to see Ray, Rakia, and then players come out and do some things because, you know, who better to learn from than possibly the GOAT playing on the court with you. But let's talk about Diana Taurasi, just how special she has been to the game. We're going to hear Coach talk about her and everything. He said he's got more to say. But if this is her final visiting game here against the Sparks, what's your thoughts on her career?
I think Diana Taurasi is the GOAT in women's basketball right now, y'all. That's unarguably. You know, I'm a big LeBron fan. Those of y'all that follow me online, I'm always talking about LeBron. She been in the game being the GOAT longer than LeBron James himself. She just got that last gold medal. You can't ask for much more inside of like women's basketball. Also, too, let's talk about the pioneers. Diana Taurasi got a lot of heat for the comments that she said about Caitlin Clark at the beginning of the season, but she's been here building the WNBA since nobody was watching it on TV, before the TV deals and everything. To be honest, so it's always great to, you know, see a GOAT go out on top. She just came off a 25-point game.
And for this to be, you know, in LA is big time, hoping that she do some big things, but just one of the greatest basketball players, not just women basketball players to ever do it. It's going to be great for the fans tonight, and hopefully she do some things, but the Sparks find a way to win. But the Sparks, you know, they've been so close. Last game they lose by 3 points. They're trying to do some things and figure some things out. Rakia Jackson is finishing strong. Just what do you expect from her in tonight's matchup?
I think Rakia is going to be that spark that we need, that same unpredictable offensive spark. You know, she's going to get the ball. She's going to find ways to convert. I think she's going to be working well with Azurá Stevens. I think she's going to be working well with De'Erica Hamby off the pick and roll, to be honest. I want to see a lot of that. We got BG in the post.
Yeah, it's
going to be big time. So you know that our bigs are going to step up and really get those boards. That's what I'm excited to see. A lot of good rebounding.
And I think I might have a nickname for Rakia.
Okay.
I might save it for her though. But hey, we got Coach. He had this pregame press. We had a lot to say. You guys enjoy.
Last game, what are you looking to see from your players? Like, what are some goals that you have? Obviously, other than hopefully a win.
You know, obviously, for every game, doesn't matter if it's our last home game or first home game, execution of the scouting report, you know, certainly is top of mind as we keep growing. Can we take our preparation and apply it and execute it? With a young team, then the in-game adjustments and how are we out of timeouts? How are we when we have to adjust to changes within a game? Are always goals for us to improve on. You know, bigger picture for us, if you micromanage, you know, all the way down to, I want us to play hard and compete, and it doesn't matter what our record is, where our standing is, we want to come out and compete, and how do we respond to adversity in a game is important. We did not have a good first half against Seattle. Super proud of how we came out of that locker room and competed and gave ourselves a chance with 2 shots, under 30 seconds to go in that game, or under a minute to go in that game, to take the lead to potentially win. So all those things are really important as we continue to, you know, fight and scratch a claw to the finish line here.
Coach, just 2 questions here. Just looking back, you know, season, very tough season for you guys. Just where's the biggest growth that you've seen with the players, especially the young ones, and what are the biggest growth that you've seen from yourself? And, we haven't got any word yet, but if this possibly Diana Taurasi's last game here in LA, just what has she meant to the game of the WNBA?
Yeah, our growth is, it's hard to quantify because you can't, back it up necessarily with our win-loss record. And so, it's tough for everybody to see the growth. But first, I've loved that they've stayed together. They're still laughing and smiling and enjoying each other. That locker room is enjoying each other. We've extended multiple contracts on a team that's, struggling this year in the win column. So there's some culture things that have really grown and you can see growing. Our young players continue to keep getting better. Rakia's the one that's really documented it of the rookies, unfortunately, with Cam. But other first-year players that we've had have, really improved. And, I'm bullish when I think De'Erica and what she's doing this year deserves to be most improved. It's hard sometimes to win awards, with where we're at in the standings, but I think she deserves it. So just overall, I think we're improving, and it bodes well heading into the future. We need health. We need a few more pieces, but we're excited about where we're headed. And I'm not sure, teams in our situation through the years always are that optimistic. So excited about that. As for DT, I'll talk about it more in the postgame, certainly. But certainly the GOAT of the level that she's playing at. I marvel that what we've talked about in our own locker room in game planning wise over the last 48 hours on a person in their 40s is crazy. Like she would be astounded on how much we've talked about what she does for them, where she does things for them, what we need to try to take away, how much you're skill scheming for a player in their 40s. And knowing that she's coming off a 25-point game, she's still playing at a really, really high level. She's carried the torch through multiple decades, the most decorated women's basketball Olympic medalist also. So the accolades go on and on. So it's an unbelievable honor for us to be able to compete with her if, this is her final road game.
Hey, Coach, with these being the last two games and given the standings, I know sometimes it can be easy to become lax as players. Have you seen that, and how are you keeping them locked in to really try to go out and get a win?
Yeah, I think, obviously, Seattle was not quite sure. We were a little flat in that first half, but we responded. And it wasn't coaches responding. They had to go out there and do that. There's moments. Obviously, it's, sometimes it can feel daunting with where we're at, and it's not as meaningful, but it's meaningful for us. That's what we keep talking about. There's a lot of meaningful moments. There's a lot of meaningful opportunities for everybody. A percentage of this team's going to be back, and a percentage of the team, as always, there's changes, and so everyone is still playing, for their next opportunities also. So. Just excited to go to work with this team, go to work with the staff. The staff always knows too that, you just never know where our paths take us all in the future. And so we're trying to really enjoy these moments with each other.
Hey, Coach, DJ Infanity TV. Last time Cloud was here, she had a season high game. Is there a specific part of the game plan going into this game to focus on the guards?
Yeah, certainly. Natasha's had a really good year, underrated year. Probably doesn't get enough recognition. I mean, it's what they ask her to do. She leads them and plays point guard and directs everything that way, and then is asked to be an elite defender. And with how their team's been made up and their own injuries that they've dealt with this year, is there's not a guard in the league that guards more post players. Not one. Like they specifically put her on 4 players, and you'll see it tonight. At some stretches, she'll be guarding De'Erica, and has in every one of our games that we've played. No one else at the point guard position in our league is asked to do that intentionally. You know, people get switched on to people, but they intentionally ask, Cloud to guard post players. So it speaks to her versatility, what a warrior and competitor she is. In terms of our game plan, we're prepared. You can't give her the same look. She's too aggressive. She's too important to what they're doing without Kaw. That we're going to have to give her different looks throughout the game.
Hey, Coach. Just big picture, when you think about all that the WNBA has gained this year in terms of charters and viewership and national popularity, just what does it mean to you, having been around the league for so long, to be here, part of this moment?
Yeah, just special. 35 years in this game, and a big believer in women's basketball. Was impacted by my older sister, who was 9 years older than me. My coaching start, as is well documented. My AD and head boys coach in high school came to me my senior year as we were preparing for our regular season, said no one wanted to coach the 7th and 8th grade girls team in our community. You had to be a teacher, and no one wanted to do it. And they're like, Kurt, you want to coach women, do it. And so to see, like that, I was coaching 7th and 8th graders who were 4 years younger than me or 3 years younger than me, that, and get my start. I've always been a huge believer in our product. I mean, our product is great. I will tell you, our product in September is different than May, but our product by the time September and October comes around in this league is really, really special, and it's special basketball. And I've always said that once you get eyes on us, once you get people in the arenas, they're hooked. This year's been special because we've gotten more eyes on us, we've gotten more people into the arenas, and it just continues to explode. And we all know that, who have been involved in this game for a long time, how special it can be. But we needed a shakeup to have more eyes and more people in person. And now everyone's seen what a special game this can be, what special players that we have. And what I hope is that we celebrate the history of our game and don't forget there was a lot of pioneers. There was a lot of really, really special players before just now. And a lot of people paved the way for this opportunity. And there's a lot of sweat, blood, and tears to, get to this point where the viewership is at where, it is now. So really excited now. And that there's a hats off to our rookies that have really helped do that. So, just a really special time in women's basketball. I don't take it for granted to be representing, this great league. I don't take for granted that I've been involved with USA Basketball since 2017. I've had a very, very blessed career, humbled career, and I just can't wait to see where it continues to go.
Sort of to piggyback off of Sabrina, I want to ask about women's basketball here in LA. Obviously, like a couple years ago, someone with the organization was like, LA has forgotten about the Sparks because attendance was down. But this year, despite your record, you guys are, it's big crowds, enthusiastic crowds. Like, what has that meant to you? What does that mean? Where do you see the Sparks in sort of the pantheon of LA sports?
Yeah, I'm excited, and big shout out to our crowd. Not easy to be through this, rebuild. Obviously, struggled down the stretch of Derek's tenure, we've got to get back in the playoffs. But to see the crowds and where we are in the rankings of home crowds, but not only that, we're drawing on the road. We have players that people want to see when we go to their, home venues too. So. Really excited, just a credit to the Sparks that know we're in a build. Fan bases are never as patient, nor should they be, as we want as coaches. But I'm excited about what the attendance looked like this year and what it could be as we continue to build and be back in the playoffs and build back to a contender. And I will say that it's not going to just stop here tonight. Really excited about where LA basketball is because USC and UCLA are elite right now, elite. I hope that there's a crossover, right? I hope that there's USC fans that become Sparks fans and Sparks fans that become USC fans, and also the Bruins, Sparks fans that are Bruins fans that become Sparks fans, and it's a big, incredible place for women's basketball because our fan base needs to go support those two collegiate teams because they're elite. And that's not the only two teams, with LMU and Pepperdine, and, you go up into Orange County, and there's a lot of good women's basketball in this area, and just excited for the future and it to continue to grow. And next year we'll have another California pro team. Thank you.
We're back. We just heard from Coach. He's understood, hey, it's been a tough year, but all of this is stepping stones leading to next season, and he talked about that. So what things can, the average fan take away from the season? Because most fans just say they're losing, they're not doing enough. It's LA, we want winners. But just for you, me and you've been at all these games. We've seen every game, talked about it. What stepping stones have you seen, and what can a matchup like tonight do to better the future for the Sparks?
I think the general theme that we've seen is if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try it again.
Peace,
Aaliyah on it. And really that's what's happened. I mean, the pieces have changed. We talked about injuries. We talked about unintended consequences. We've seen them be successful in the face of great teams. We beat the Las Vegas Aces twice.
Yes.
We beat the New York Liberty once, the top team in the league right now. So when faced with those adversities, we stepped up and done the unimaginable. Yes, we have a losing record and we're currently sitting at the bottom of the WNBA. But it gives good sign that in spite of all the things that we got those couple of games that were the biggest hitters. We beat some giants this season.
And you possibly get the first overall pick. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I mean, we need the first, second, the third, as many as they're willing to throw us.
You've seen this year, speaking of stepping stones, just the young players that have been doing some great things that you see a bright future. Cam is going to come back, and she's going to add a lot. She showed that she's already possibly the best defending big in the league. So it's some exciting things that, you Sparks fans should be excited about, some good basketball to come. So be patient, enjoy these last two, especially this last home game, because next year I guarantee it's going to be a whole different look, and I can't wait for it. But before we go, for the post game, we got to who is that one player that's going to stand out and show up for you tonight, DJ?
Azarae Stevens, I think she's going to give us double digits on the boards. I just had a chance to talk to her after shoot around. She reminded me that she actually beat Diana Taurasi in the finals. So, I mean, I want some finals action right here. Coach has been talking about how this is our playoff, so let's play it off. You know what I mean?
I like that. And Azarae is a baller. She's been dominating, doing her thing on the boards. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to throw two players. I'm going to go with the R&R connection. Ray Burrell, Rakia Jackson. I think they both going to do their thing tonight. They're going to show out. They're going against, the GOAT and Diana Taurasi. So she's at their position. They get the player. Hopefully they talk to her. We can get an image kind of like Kobe and Jordan at mid-court with Rakia and Diana, because it's time to learn to take that next step. But I think they're going to ball out. And shall I say, I'm going to say the Sparks going to steal a win tonight here in Los Angeles. LA Sparks fans, be excited because it's going to be a big-time game. We see you guys with our post-game show.
one of my favorite players. You can hear me say it right here. Azarae Z. Stevens, welcome back to the show.
Appreciate it.
Let's talk about your contract extension. How excited are you to not only finish out this season with the Sparks, but to start next year?
Yeah, it feels great. When you work hard, you want to see that pay off. So to get that locked in is pretty cool. And I know the season hasn't ended the way we wanted, but I'm excited of what we're building here in LA.
And despite the losses, you've had a game where you had back-to-back double-double on the rebounds. What's really sparked that defensiveness inside of you?
Yeah, I think, I won a championship before, and I know defense wins that. So I think for myself and even for the team, we can use these games to get better and work on our defense. And that's something you can control every night, even if you're not making shots. So I just been trying to focus on that.
And in terms of leadership, you talk a lot about this young team. How has it felt growing into the leadership team here, leadership role here in LA?
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenge. I've been on teams where obviously I wasn't the leader necessarily. I might have led by example, but I had Courtney Vandersloot, I had Allie Quigley, Candace. These are leaders that were speaking up more, but I learned so much from them and how they approach the game, so I'm just trying to bring that here in LA.
And final question, playing against Diana Taurasi here, she's been a GOAT. Can you talk a little bit about how she's impacted your game and your career?
Yeah, Diana's been incredible just to watch at UConn and here in Phoenix and in the W, and I just have so much respect for her as a player. Personally, I've just taken away from her approach and how much she works on her body, and we've seen her bounce back from injuries, and I've been dealt a few, so I'm just super grateful that I've been able to watch that from a distance and compete with her. We played against them in the finals when we won in Chicago, and it was just such an amazing run for us just to be able to compete against literally one of the GOATs of basketball, as well as BG, so I'm just super happy for her, and if this is her last game or time, I'm grateful that we'll be able to play against her.
Love that. Infanity TV, make sure you keep it locked to LA Sparks Weekly. Is DJ Tracy Treese and Azarae Z. Stevens.
What's up, LA Sparks Weekly fans? I am here, Mike Matthew, with the one and only Sparks forward, Ray Burrell. So, Ray, you guys are playing your final home game tonight. Just this experience of this year, how you guys been through a lot, but been able to grow. Just what's your thoughts on the year that you guys were able to play through?
Yeah, it's sad for me. I really love this group, and I just think, even though the season didn't go how we wanted it to go, we still just had a great core, and we just still had fun with it, and we stayed together throughout the whole time. And I'm just excited for the future at this point.
Looking at yourself with your game from your rookie year where you hurt yourself, had to miss, and figuring things out last year to this year where you're doing a lot of great things, just what's the thoughts of the growth of your game that you have seen?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of growth, but I feel like there's still a lot of growth to be done. It technically was only really my second year because, like you said, I was out my rookie season. So I think this year I was really able to experience and get those minutes with the team and just get my feet more wet than the year before, just because the year before it was a little bit more up and down, but it was more consistency this year. But I still have a lot of growth to do and a lot of goals that I want to accomplish.
And the R&R connection, you guys got it popping on the court, social media and all that, just that relationship with Rakia, how has that been and how was that able to come about to be so strong?
Yeah, I think our relationship has really grown throughout the season, just getting to know each other. Even though we went to Tennessee together, we didn't play together at Tennessee, but we still have that Lady Ball connection. Yeah. So, she just does a great job as a rookie, and I'm excited for her future as well, and the RX Hour to continue.
So I saw you on the mic, doing your thing. You look like you got some potential with that. Can we be looking for an R&R podcast maybe during the off season?
Maybe, potentially.
And just, you know, you're going against Diana Taurasi tonight. She hasn't said anything, but it could possibly be her final, you know, road game here in LA. Just what has she meant to the game of women's basketball?
I mean, she's meant everything. She's the freaking logo of the league, like, for a reason. I mean, she's had a great career. This is her last game, and she just has set the stones for everything that's been happening now. You know, she was a trailblazer for us, so I appreciate everything that she has done for the game, and, you know, she's goated.
And with this being the final home game here, what is it going to take for you guys to try to steal this win from the Mercury?
Yeah, I mean, just coming out strong and setting the tone from the beginning and not waiting for them to set the tone, but us determining how we want the game to go and not forcing stuff and letting the game come to us and just sticking together and, yeah, just going hard.
Hey, guys, so that's Ray Burrell with the Sparks. Make sure you guys tap in with everything LA Sparks Weekly.
Thank you.
W, don't let anybody disrespect the Sparks. We still 3-time world champions, baby. Let's go. You know what it is? World's greatest imitator, DJ Law, Steve. Shout out to everybody who came to the game today. Shout out to YG, Mary Davis, everybody who pulled up, and all the people that come and support you, our fans. We need you, and we thank you for a great season. Man, stay connected, and we'll see you next season. Let's go, Sparks.
No, you're always good, dude. We don't use the chat. You're good. Don't worry about it. No.
What's going on, LA Sparks Weekly? It's DJ Treacy Treese, and I am here with my homegirl, Jackie Ray. Finishing out the season, Michael had to run, so I had to get my girl on the show. Welcome,
Appreciate it. Appreciate being here.
All right, the Sparks lose 85-81 to the Phoenix Mercury. This is arguably one of the most heated games I've been to in a really, really long time, Jackie. What were your thoughts of just the entire game here?
I actually love the energy that was in here. You know, I'm still never going to get used to people coming to Sparks games and cheering for the other team. I don't like it.
Don't like it
at all. But I still love the energy in here. Despite what everybody says, BG started that fight, and I'm okay with Rakia defending herself.
I'm glad Jackie Ray started off with her opinion first. You know, that's my approach to doing this whole thing. So I'm sure y'all have already saw the clips. This is to be a very viral episode because you want to hear what happened. We were very confused inside the arena. It happened so fast. We only got one replay. We didn't really know what was happening.
One replay.
But it ended up in a double ejection. So Rakia Jackson got ejected. BG got ejected as well. So we continued the game without those two.
Yes.
The Sparks were up before that happened, Jackie Ray. We were in a great position to win. What do you think happened after that incident that kind of threw the Sparks off kilter?
So I think for one, like Rakia had 8 points at that point, but she's still pivotal in the offense.
Yeah.
And so once she goes out, then everybody has to take that moment and really think. One of the things that I noticed is their passing got slower. They were thinking too much about things. They haven't reached the point yet where they're confident and saying, let me just do this because I know my teammates got it.
Yeah.
They haven't reached that point yet. I still, you know, Lee Yarou is my girl. She had a double-double tonight, and so I was really happy to see that she's getting more confident, but she still has another plateau to reach with her confidence. So I think that's what happened. The entire team as a whole is still building up their confidence, but then once Rakia left, it was like, okay,
what are we doing?
What do we do? Yeah.
And unintended consequences. Lee Yarou had to step up. What about Zaya Cook? We've been waiting for the chef to cook. And she had the opportunity to get some minutes today. She really took advantage of them, hitting 3 threes back-to-back, was just on fire. What were your thoughts around Zaya coming into the game and coming in hot?
I think my thoughts around Zaya are what they've been all season. we really needed to see her more. I don't understand why she hasn't been in rotation. I know that Coach has said he's figuring things out, especially these last couple of games. We're going to see different things. But I think one of the things that we've learned, even in Rakia's situation, had she really been given the opportunity earlier, she probably would have been in that Rookie of the Year situation. So I think the dynamic of what he's trying to do, I'm still trying to figure it out. I do trust Coach, but I still don't know why we haven't seen more of Zaya.
And that's the perfect segue. You said the magic word, Coach. We're going to send y'all to the press conference, and Jackie Ray actually went to the enemy's press conference, so we're going to talk about both. Stay tuned, LA Sparks Weekly.
You guys, I'd first like to, on Fan Appreciation Night, shout out our fan base and all the fans that came out and supported us in this build season, and through thick and thin, we're there each and every night. Tonight, again, over 11,000 on a Tuesday night, which, as we all know, is historically the lowest attended night in our league. So. Just really, truly humbled appreciation what this fan base has provided us, their support, and throughout the entire season. And as we talk as a team, what it could truly become on a nightly basis as we continue to build and have more and more success. So a big shout out to our fan base, and look forward to improved and coming back next year for them and in the exciting 25 season. Secondly, I told the people in the pregame that I would talk a little bit more about Diana. I don't know if that truly is Diana's last road, regular season road game, but she has meant so much to this league. She continues to play at an extremely high level, and has just really carried one of the torch bearers for our league and flag bearers for our league through the years. And obviously, the GOAT gets tossed around a lot in sports these days, but truly one of the best to ever do it, and the longevity that she's done it at is truly remarkable, and just a real congratulations to her and all that she's meant for women's basketball at various levels, but all that she's meant for our league. On a personal note, in 2017, I started my affiliation with USA Basketball, and through all the training camps and the mini camps, the one thing I will tell you is Diana never missed anything. It was always there leading. And I can tell you firsthand through all those camps, through the years, that it was uncanny leaving after a 2 or 3 day mini camp, that you would be like, Diana was the best player in the camp over those 3 days. It was uncanny every time. When I had an opportunity to be on the court coaching in different roles in different training camps, and I was given the opportunity by the head coaches that I was working for with USA Basketball, I always picked the team with Diana. And because I knew in a short amount of time just how brilliant X's and O's mind she is, and she could get people in the right places, and she could run a team effectively with everyone coming from different philosophical teams and different scheming teams in a very short time come together and watch her lead at those USA camps. So, for some of the people that I read on blog sites on why she makes teams, I can say firsthand, call me, I'll tell you, she was the best player almost every single camp that I was at from 2017 and on through this Olympic season. So, just personal, she treated me incredibly well. Probably didn't know me from Adam, as I was new to the league, as I was getting ready to join USA Basketball in 17, and just can't say enough good things about DT. All right, as for the game, a game that you have to give Phoenix credit made really ugly. Played a lot of zone. Saw more zone tonight than we probably have in the last 2.5 months combined. And pressed us a little bit and just tried to make the game ugly. That third quarter, just got away from us again. It was that snowball effect again that we've talked about, that the offensive inefficiency, the offensive turnovers, a tough shooting night snowballed to where we lost some of our defensive focus and defensive intensity, and that's the growth with our team, that things don't, one side of the ball doesn't snowball to the other side of the ball. We talked about consistency. We can have 30-point quarters and 27-point quarters, and in the same game have a 10-point quarter. And, that's, a growth area for us. Individually, Zaya gave us really good minutes in that first half when we needed it. Made 3 threes, right, with confidence for us when we weren't shooting the ball well. And then hats off to Lee, played her best game as a Spark, her first career double-double. Really affected the offensive glass with 8. We out-rebounded Phoenix by 24, took 19 more shots, but the turnovers, hurt us with them having 31 points off of our turnovers. Sorry, that was long.
Hey, DJ from Infanity TV. Questions for you, Zaya. We had a chance to speak with assistant coach Nola Henry. She talked about a lot about you developing over the season and a lot of the things that we couldn't see, your changes of mentality. Can you talk about how you've developed over this part of the season and what it felt like tonight in the home closer to have those threes fall for you?
I think I've grown a lot more than anything in the mental space. Just understanding that a lot of things haven't went my way this season. Haven't really got a lot of opportunities, but I just knew with each and every opportunity that I got, that I would just give my all. Rather the ball is going in for me, rather I'm making mistakes or not. I just always wanted to go out and give my all. So super thankful and try to give myself as much grace as possible. But to be able to come out and shoot the ball the way I did in the first half, it definitely gave me a fresher breath of air. It's something I've been needing. So definitely something that I'm happy to see, and hopefully it carries on.
Lee, Mia from Annenberg Media. Today you had a career high in points and rebounds. Can you talk a little bit about the growth over the season and what you want to keep working on next season?
Yeah, I feel this season for me is a really helpful season for me, and I'm really appreciative for my coach, all staff coach, and all teammates. They try to help me every game and every practice. So I feel really, really grew up, and I feel really good for on the court, and really appreciate for a lot of fans to support us on here. Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions for players? Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Coach, all year you've been commending your team for the fight that they, showcased, the grit that they showcased. Today that resulted in Rakia retaliating after getting hit with an elbow by Brittany Griner. What were your words to Rakia, and what are your thoughts around the situation that happened?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Between the fan appreciation and talking to our team, I haven't had a chance to go back and view it yet. So there'll be time for that and look at the situation. Everything happened so fast. So we'll address it. My initial words to Rakia was, hang in there. We'll have a chance to visit and have an opportunity to talk with her. So I haven't had much interaction yet with her, but we'll get back to the film and look and see exactly what happened. You guys have seen it better than I have right now.
Coach, after that, there was a little bit of a, lagging, and then the quarter ultimately ended. In the second half, Phoenix just came out roaring. I think it was a 24-6, start to that quarter. That kind of sealed the game in the sense of you got within 5 a couple times but weren't able to close the gap. What did you see happen? Was it the matter of Rakia now being out of the game permanently that kind of altered the game there at that point?
Yeah, again, I thought, to Phoenix's credit, they really made it ugly, right? They played a lot of zone. They scrambled around and pressed, without BG. And, again, I thought we were on our heels immediately in the third quarter. Got a little tentative against the zone. I didn't think that first unit shared the ball particularly well. I thought it was sticking, and we needed to move it. I didn't think we had a lot of offensive player movement against the zone. And again, that snowball effect where our lack of offense then maybe affected our defense at times. And that third quarter got away from us. But we answered, made some runs in the fourth quarter, felt good about that. But, they, credit to them. They made it ugly. And that third quarter was ugly for us.
Hey, Coach, DJ Infanity TV. We spoke after game after game about playing 4 full quarters of basketball, and we're getting towards the tail end of the season. Will that be our measure of success? At the end, if we can, just have one game where we could just string together 4 full quarters.
Yeah, that's the goal. Obviously, now we go up to Minnesota, who arguably is playing the best basketball of anyone in the league and moves it and shares it, and their tempo on the offensive end is outstanding. And then that's not even talking about their defense. They're really locked in defensively and what they're doing. They're really, really good and disciplined around the rim. So it'd be a great challenge for us this last game as we continue to try to find that consistency in fourth quarters of play that we would be really happy with.
Coach, Lee and Rakia, and I think Crystal also played, most of the minutes after that 4-minute mark in the first quarter. What did you like from those three, especially during that stretch that, helped you guys build a lead?
Yeah, I thought, Crystal brought some energy early while her shots weren't falling today. I thought she was bringing us energy, confidence that Rakia is going to get going offensively. I know she had a really tough start. A unusually inefficient game. I thought they were really physical with her in the post, and she had trouble backing down and getting some of the position that she likes offensively. And then Lee was on the glass for us. She gave us a presence on both sides of the ball, which was really impacting the game on the boards, and we really needed that when we were shooting so poorly to start the game. We needed extra possessions. We needed her physicality around the rim.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you guys so much for your coverage.
LA Sparks Weekly, we are back after the press conference. We heard from Coach Miller, we heard from Lee Rue, your girl, and we heard from Zaya Cook. Coach was mostly talking about, stringing together 4 full quarters of basketball, which we haven't saw yet. He did sing praises for Lee. Same thing for Zaya because she's just been waiting on those moments. Zaya also shared that mentally she felt like she grew because she's been going through it. So she really needed tonight. What are your thoughts around this 4 quarters of basketball and how we've been playing just incomplete quarters?
Well, to Zaya's point, when you say you needed this game mentally, because you do start to doubt yourself a little bit when no matter who you are, you'll start to believe, like, does this person believe in me? Is there something I'm doing wrong? So there is a mental aspect to that. And this team as a whole, that no one has really established their true identity. No one. And I know a lot of people would say De'Arica Hamby has. She has, in the sense that she's the leader of this team. But as far as being that constant leader on the floor yet, she hasn't established herself as the closer of the team. So 4 quarters is not going to happen until everybody establishes their identity.
That's a great wrap-up. think you're correct in that. Coach also agrees with you. So tell us a little bit about what was happening in the enemy lines.
So first of all, the enemy lines, I went there for one reason and one reason only, and that was Diana Taurasi, because we don't know if this is going to be her final season. Somebody asked her, like, is this it for you? Because we can see, girl can still ball, you know what I mean? Now, she does be giving people concussions, in my opinion, but, you know, aside from that, she can still ball. But she says, you know what, she's going day by day. You kind of feel that she said the end is near, so we don't know, but she does definitely left that little carrot out there for us to think that one more season might happen. But one of the things she talked about is the evolution of the game. One of the things that she said that I thought was really interesting is she says, we've seen this before, where we've seen these influx of fans come into the league and they love it and then they fade away.
Yeah.
So now it's about making sure they stay and making sure that they fall in love with the game the way that those of us who have been around for a long time. So either way, she's the GOAT. You know, seeing her in this moment and having her speak with such joy about the game, it's just really good to see.
I agree. Wins or losses, Diana Taurasi is a GOAT. We're not going to say that she's not a GOAT on this show.
And we're not going to call her the enemy either.
She's not, but you know, the other team, the Ops.
The other
Is that a better
Yeah, I
word?
like the Ops. We definitely have some Ops tonight.
Definitely. All right, Jackie Ray. We always do this at the end of the show.
Okay.
Who was your player of the game?
Can it be on either team or?
No, it got to be for the Sparks.
Okay,
what do you mean? I don't even know those people.
All right, you know, I think everybody can guess this. If you follow me on social media, it's Lee LaRue.
Yeah.
Lee LaRue for me, because I just, again, she is becoming more and more confident. She's still not where we want her to be.
Yeah.
But if y'all was watching her in the post, she ain't scared of y'all.
She ain't.
She gonna do what she need to do, and she's not afraid to be aggressive. I love what's coming next for her. I love what's coming next for this whole team, but she's my player of the game.
And you know what? I'm going to follow suit because Lee LaRue, she has been really developing her game in season.
Yes.
I mean, from that first shot, that first three-pointer that she hit until today when her back was up against the wall and she had to lead us in those ways, she did her thing. So big shouts out to Lee LaRue. Big shouts out too. This was also the final home game in Crypto.com Arena. Fan Appreciation Day. So we want to take a moment out and say thank you to the fans of LA Sparks Weekly who've been rocking with us this whole season, watching us online, watching us in the studio, watching us on court. We want to say that we appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all of the things, because the more you pour into this show, the more we're going to pour into y'all. So thank you so much for rocking with LA Sparks Weekly. It's DJ Tracy Treese and Jackie Ray of Jackie Ray TV for the final time here at Crypto.com Arena of this season, LA Sparks. We'll see y'all in studio for the final game.